I spent 15 years studying with Gurdjieff teachers before I began to teach Gurdjieff, and then 25 years studying Zen before that. And they were both hard to do, and they were hard to get into for different reasons. Gurdjieff has is basically a secret society, and it's hard to get into it to even know when it's going on. And Zen has rules of entrance, monastic rules of entrance that I had to do. So they're hard in different ways. And you're all fairly familiar with the Zen tradition. So let me talk about the Gurdjieff and how it relates to what we're looking at with mind. Gurdjieff was an unusual man. For those of you who are not that familiar with him, read In Search of the Miraculous by Ouspensky, and you can skip around because it's archaic, some of it, but it really is a good. And then there are more amusing, like Boyhood with Gurdjieff by Fritz Peters, and then there's synopses, Kathleen Riordan speak, Gurdjieff. Gurdjieff was born in the part of the world where it kept changing countries. Like one day it'd be Armenia, next day it'd be Russia. But he started as Armenian Greek. And early on, he decided that there were things about the world that people knew that he didn't know. And he formed a group and he went out searching for them. And there's a book about that. Now what made Gurdjieff a very interesting person was he was not religious in the sense of he was not partial to any given religion, although he was respectful of many of them. He was a very practical man, and he was not easily taken in by other people's ideas. He was neither New Agey nor infantile nor stupid. In other words, he was a mature, intelligent person looking for serious answers. One of the things they called the Fourth Way is he noticed that people who tried to develop either fell into an emotional approach, an intellectual approach, or a physical one. And he saw them as pretty imbalanced. So the Fourth Way combines the three. Anyway, in time, he found a lot of what he was looking for in the northern part, probably of Afghanistan, near Tibet. And that was where there was a kind of merger of the northern Sufi orders, which are not like the southern devotional orders. They are more austere, more practice-oriented like Zen, and Tibetan Buddhism. And those two things were right next to each other and kind of informed each other. I have not been to that part of the world, although I go, but I'm sort of, it's like cradle stuff for me because my dad lived there for many years, right at the foot of the Himalayas between India and the Caucasus over there. So I heard a lot of stories about it growing up. I have a sense of what the people are like and what they would do. This carpet is from that part of the year, actually from that time, part of the world, when they still used flower dyes. And now, one of the things that I look at, and I think you could all understand this if you look back on something you've been doing a long time, is you'd review it and say, well, what's real about this and what's false about this? And I'm big on real. Do I, think that the function of spiritual practice is for you all to walk around smiling and being nice? No. And I come to very different conclusions that you'll hear me say sometimes, like, that I'm sure you find shocking, but this is what I found. Don't trust anybody. I consider that good spiritual knowledge. Don't trust people. If you're going to trust somebody, make it a very rare occurrence. If you're going to love somebody, make it a rare occurrence. Don't walk around smiling and acting like you love everybody. That's not true. So I think that in the pursuit of truth, one should learn to be truthful. See? Gurdjieff was like that. He refused to be taken in by any of the packages that the knowledge he wanted was dressed in. So he wouldn't, although he was born Russian Orthodox, he wouldn't become Christian, Buddhist, Sufi, any of those things. What he did do was faithfully study their knowledge. I hope you all do the same. I hope you're very selfish and you don't trust anybody, and you take what you want to learn and keep it for yourself and make it yours. After that, if you really understand, and it's really helped you, and you really see things about the world you didn't see before, then I would consider helping somebody else. But not before that. Because it's going to be very mixed up and mushy and not real. No. You know, like on the airplanes, they tell you, in the rare event that this plane is going to explode, when the stuff comes down from the top first, put it on your own. So I recommend that to you. Don't give what you don't have. You can't. Even if it's for very nice motives. You know? This is a nice group of people and we do have good motives. But first, you can give them what you have. You know, hopefully you have some extra. So I think it's very good that you just seek knowledge for yourself.